Last time I told you 65% of you don't have the 3 documents every family business owner needs in a drawer. Here's what they are, and what happens when you don't have them. PwC's U.S. Family Business Survey found that only 34% of U.S. family businesses have a robust, documented, and communicated succession plan. That's 2 out of 3 with nothing in writing. Most pricing and strategy advice treats succession as a retirement issue. That's the wrong question. Here's what they don't put in the press release. Succession isn't about retirement. It's about Tuesday morning. The operator gets sick, hospitalized, has a family emergency, decides Friday they want out. The succession plan you don't have isn't a retirement document. It's the document that determines whether the business survives the week. Family businesses generate 54% of U.S. GDP. They employ 59% of the workforce. And 2 out of 3 of them are running without the documents that determine what happens when something goes wrong. 3 documents fix this. Each one protects against a different failure. Document 1. The Operating Continuity Memo. This is the document that answers a simple question. If you got hit by a bus tomorrow, who runs the business on Wednesday? It has 4 sections on 1 page. Section 1. Who runs the business if you can't? Name, phone number, email, their backup. No ambiguity. Section 2. What decisions can they make without you, specifically? Up to what dollar amount? With which approvals? The default in most family businesses is total ambiguity, which means the business stops the moment you do. Section 3. Where the critical access lives. Bank login, payroll system, insurance policies, customer database, vendor contracts, either a password manager you've shared or a sealed envelope with your attorney. Both options work. Neither existing is the failure mode. Section 4. The 5 people who must be called immediately. Your top customer, your accountant, your attorney, your insurance broker, your banker. With direct phone numbers, not the main office line. 1 page, 1 hour to write. Lives in a drawer your spouse and your number 2 both know about. Continuity is who runs it tomorrow. Succession is who runs it permanently. These are different documents because they answer different questions. 3 components. First, who is the successor? Specifically, by name. Family member or outside hire, both work. What doesn't work is, my kids will figure it out. The Brightstar Capital and Campton Wealth North America Family Business Report found that 61% of U.S. family businesses don't have a formal succession plan. Most of those owners have an idea in their head about who takes over. An idea in your head is not a document. Second, the timeline. When the transition starts. When the successor takes operational control. When ownership transfers. PwC's data is brutal here. Among owners planning to retire within 5 years, fewer than half have chosen a successor. That gap is where businesses die. Third, the training plan. Not vague. What rotations they go through, which clients they own, which P&L responsibilities they take, and when. The successor either earns the job over time or inherits a business they can't run. Neither happens by accident. This is the document that governs ownership when something happens. Death, disability, divorce. A partner who wants out. A partner who needs to be removed. Without it, the default is whatever your state's probate court decides. With it, you control 3 specific things: who can buy the shares, at what valuation, and how the buyout gets funded. Most buy-sells are funded with life insurance on the partners, so the money exists when the trigger event happens. If you're a solo owner, the equivalent is a transfer trigger document inside your estate plan. Same function, different name. Same consequence if it doesn't exist. Your heirs inherit a business they can't run, can't sell quickly, and can't transfer without months of legal process. Here's what happens when even billion-dollar boards get this wrong. In February 2020, Disney announced Bob Chapek as CEO. Bob Iger had spent 15 years grooming a successor, and Chapek was the choice after 2 prior heirs apparent had left the company. The board called it a textbook succession. 21 months later, the board fired him. Bob Iger came back. The succession plan that took 15 years to build collapsed in under 2. 3 things broke. The roles weren't clean. Iger stayed on as executive chairman with creative oversight, so Chapek had a CEO title, but not full authority. The training plan was a parks executive being asked to run streaming, the area Iger never let him touch. And the succession plan didn't survive contact with reality. When streaming losses hit and the stock dropped, the board reversed course in a weekend. This isn't theory. I watched this pattern play out in boardrooms. The lesson: the document only works if it survives the moment it has to be used. Most family business succession plans fail the same way: clean on paper, missing on the day it matters. Run this test this weekend. Don't tackle all 3 documents. You won't. What you'll do is open the laptop, get overwhelmed by the buy-sell agreement complexity, and close it. Start with document 1. 1 hour Saturday morning. 1 page, 4 sections. Who runs it? What they can decide, where the access lives, who gets called. Print it. Put it in a drawer your spouse and your number 2 both know about. Tell them it's there. If you do nothing else from this video, that's the one. The other 2 documents need attorneys. The continuity memo needs an hour and a printer. The most expensive thing in business isn't a bad decision. It's a missing document. If this raises a question about where your business sits right now, drop it in the comments. I read to everyone for the first 48 hours. And next time, we'll explore building a Claude project that acts as a virtual chief of staff. Triaging priorities, drafting executive communications, preparing meeting briefs, and flagging decisions that need your attention.
This is the C-Suite Playbook, where Fortune 500 strategies meet actionable insights. Your competitive advantage starts here.